Let me see how to. So yes, just to go through in a little more detail of some things in the editorial text. As we previously said, usually when somebody has seen an inscription previously and read there something which nowadays is non-existent on the stone, it is by the standards of Crămării Panciera, it is published underlined, and usually it is encoded with supplied, because it is supplied to the textual edition as we have the monument nowadays. Reason undefined, evidence previous editor, but here previous editor is just a generic value. You can also specify with the tag. It is a very handy tag, which reads RESP, which stands for responsibility. And if you want to point exact responsibility, this is on many places, not only in this case, but in many instances in EpiDoc, when you want to specify who says what as to not only the reading of the text or previous editor who saw something, but also with respect to dating and other things which are relevant to the information in an edition. You can put this RESP attribute, which has a value which usually has to be a personal name of some editor, and if you wish so, and if you deem it worthy, you can have a separate lists of such previous editors. We don't have it for our Bulgarian projects for the Greek and Latin inscriptions from Bulgaria, because there are not that many. But in case you have large teams or material which has been collected through from different scholars throughout long periods of time, and sometimes scattered in different countries nowadays, as I believe is the case with the inscriptions of Mysia and Pannonia, for example. You can have this. It's very handy. And if you have letters which have been erroneously cut by the stone cutter, or transposed, or something's wrong with that, and you want to correct what is physically on the stone, you have this element choice with two elements which are sick and core. Actually, core and sick. First, you give the, I don't know if you can put them in random order, or the schema will tell you that it's exactly this order that has to be used. I have no idea. Just by trial and error, you can see this, but you have a correction to what actually should be, and you have sick about what is on the stone. It could be transposed letters as indicated here, or it could be erroneous letters. For example, somebody wrote lambda instead of alpha, or vice versa, and you make the correction like this. The Crămării Panciera standards use these, I don't know how to call them in English, or in any language for that matter, these small square signs at encircling the corrected passage. In some editions, especially in some older editions, for this, as well as for letters submitted by the stone cutter, you have triangular brackets. But semantically, we treat them differently. The triangular brackets for omitted letters are supplied reason omitted. And this one, however you choose to visualize it, is an element choice, because you have choice from two things which can be visualized. And the one thing is visualized in the diplomatic edition, and the other thing is visualized in the normalized editorial publication of the text. And what is on the stone is sick. What is in the diplomatic edition is cor, sick and corrected. Or you can have actually in the papyrological databases, you see how this is treated. And you have here the reference where exactly this is on the larger cheat sheet. You can have the whole words, the whole strings when there is something that needs to be corrected, and not only the string, the exact string which you want to correct. You can have both. And yes, you see how Supplementum Epigraphicum Grecum chooses to do this with the pointed brackets, with the angular brackets, but it's basically the same. We have the word demu, which was written with a nu instead of mu, and you may want to also display this in the apparatus criticus. But this is the way to do some inline editing into the text itself. In the apparatus criticus, you can put a note, and then you can indicate the line number, etc. We will see this in a while. And yes, here also you can choose to represent both words. And in case you want to represent both words, this is if you want to aim for such a visualization, which is the whole word with an asterisk enclosed in brackets after it, which is how, for example, the Duke database of documentary papyri does it. Text regularized by the editor. This is actually it's similar to the previous case, but these are not letters which were erroneously inscribed. These are rather word forms which were, for whatever reason, erroneously inscribed, such as aphrodisiati in the dative case instead of aphrodisiadi, the dative for the place name Aphrodisias. And then you also use the choice element, but with rather different daughter elements, such as orig, which is the original form, and reg, which is the regularized form. If you want to, if this is also a part of the editorial decision, if you want to have word forms which are regularized. And I have to say that you may want to regularize things for different reasons. You want, for example, this orig piece to appear in your diplomatic edition, but your regularized form to appear in the interpretive edition, and to be listed in the index of forms as in its proper form. But there is another editorial possibility that you can also make use of, and not regularize forms, but rather leave the text as it is, and tag this aphrodisiati as a word, and then lemmatize the word as aphrodisias, so all the forms, regular and irregular, of the given word which appear throughout your corpus can appear under one lemma. And this is well, for me, this is a choice that I would rather prefer to use, because I don't feel that substandard texts need to be regularized, because it gives the false impression that there is a sort of prototype of the text that has its deviations, which is not the case with the epigraphic monuments, as you well know. But if you choose to do this, this is the way to do it. with choice, but not sic and cor, with orig and reg as sub-elements. So this is how it would appear in a diplomatic edition. And yes, this is how it will appear according to the standards of Supplementum Epigraphicum Graecum. The letter which makes the difference and which is erroneous is encompassed in triangular brackets. One more reminder that what you have as triangular brackets in the output is does not have to be triangular brackets in the text yourself, because you will confuse your editor. So yes, in these kind of double triangular brackets resembling of some type of quotation marks is a text corrected or overstruck in antiquity after it was first cut in the stone, and this is done using the add, which stands for addition, and the place of the addition, which is overstrike. And if there are signs of the deleted text, which was then corrected, but both could be read, you have an element which is called such as substituted characters, and you have add and inline correction, and here the corrected text stands, but you also have the del rend corrected, where the other text stands, which was deleted. This is the del. This is the original text which was corrected, and the correction is with the above element. So you can have an inline apparatus criticus in the body of the text itself, although this could be also reflected down in div type apparatus. But if you want to put inline apparatus note in the text as it goes, you have the app, which stands for apparatus in the text, and with attribute type, which reads, which has alternative readings. For example, if you have an oik on the stone, you can have alternative readings, an oiko or an oikus, and the first is given as lem, which stands for lemma, and the other is given as rudg, which stands for reading. If you have some other editions that you want to manage, that you want to mention, this is also the way to do it, by indicating the source, usually an abbreviation of a corpus of published documents, and it's numeral in there. So the bottom line in all this is that EpiDoc can express a lot more information than the simple Leiden conventions, and you have a lot more thorough way to indicate this. But whatever you want to do, first you need to think about what you want to semantically reflect in your document, and not how it should be visualized, which is the job of the front-end services. And a good example of this is that in the front end you can have triangular pointed brackets, which can mean at least two different things, and you might not want to differentiate between them in the output, but in the input you have semantically very different ways to indicate this. the omitted letters and the erroneous letters are encoded in very different ways, as you saw, but they can be the same in the output according to what the standards you want to use.